From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story this evening, the Fairbanks North Star Borough School District has voted unanimously to terminate Superintendent Pete Lewis from his position.
According to a press release, Lewis, quote, failed to perform his duty and further states he failed to oversee, quote, investigations of employees accused of serious inappropriate conduct with students.
The unanimous vote came after an internal investigation by the school board regarding allegations of sexual abuse from Hutchinson High School tutor Claude Folks. A preliminary investigation revealed a timeline that included other complaints about inappropriate and illicit behavior dating back to the year 2008.
There is significant information in the investigation that the board had conducted that indicates that there was previous knowledge and information out there in regards to the handling of an employee by the name of Claude Folks, who was arrested in March for inappropriate conduct with a student.
Initially, the investigation was the incident involving the 15-year-old high school student that Folks stands accused of abusing. However, from there, Haas says the investigation grew as new information was brought to light.
This has been very concerning for the board, and as part of the internal investigation, multiple issues were brought forward that we were not aware of prior to the arrest. There is documentation that shows that there was knowledge of that within the district, but the board was not aware of it, and it's been extremely difficult to process through some of the decisions that were made.
The board wrote Superintendent Lewis a letter saying he, quote, exhibited a total failure of leadership, which they say put the students in danger.
Our student safety is absolutely the most important thing, and this does not demonstrate that student safety was the most important thing.
Pete Lewis has until Monday at 5 p.m. to file an intent for hearing. If no filing is made, his position as superintendent officially ends at that time.
The board is hopeful that we'll have additional information coming forward soon. As the investigation wraps up, we hope to be able to give more information, and we'll take appropriate steps as needed to get things taken care of.
I'm Stephanie Woodard, reporting.
Not guilty pleas today for a Tanana man accused of fatally shooting two Alaska State troopers. 20-year-old Nathaniel Satch Kangas is charged with 2 counts of murder in the first degree, along with other charges stemming from the May 1st shooting that left Sergeant Scott Johnson and Trooper Gabe Rich dead inside his home in Tanana. His father, 58-year-old Arvin Kangas, who also pleaded not guilty today, is charged with tampering with physical evidence in the first degree, as well as assault in the 4th degree in connection with the incident. Representatives from the Tanana Tribal Council attended the arraignment today telephonically. They have asked that Arvin not return to Tanana for fear of their village residents' safety.
Well, the village was here today to attend the arraignment of Arvin Kangas. Its main concern in being here is to assure the safety of the community. And its request will eventually be, once it's before the court, to address conditions of release that will restrict his return to the village. Now, as to the reasons for that, the tribe is pursuing its own tribal remedies, and will be issuing a resolution in the fairly short term that will explain the reasons behind its actions, and that resolution will be public.
As we reported yesterday, it's been 12 years since the brutal stabbing murder of Fairbanks woman Mahogany Davis. We sat down with her family to discuss the cold case and what they think about the many questions they have that have been left unanswered.
Mahogany Davis, who was found stabbed outside of her Little Dipper apartment in 2002, was the mother of 3 young children at the time. The father of her youngest son, William Holmes, recently implicated himself in the 1997 murder of John Hartman. He is also currently in jail for the murder of 2 other people.
First of all, it's a shame. I think since he's been in prison, he's found God. And if he really did, God is convicting him. So if he did do that, which to me sounds like him and his posse, I really truly hate the fact that he's let 4 innocent boys spend at least 15 to 16 years in prison for something that he did.
Davis was known to hang around a group of people at the time of her death who were involved in selling drugs, 2 of which committed brutal murders in connection with drug trafficking. Her family believes she may have known too much.
I think what it all boiled down to is that there were some people, it had to do with ecstasy and a lot of cash. So it was some people in Redding, California that either had the cash or the drugs, that they were supposed to go and sell it or buy, either way. Okay, and a lot of people in that little circle, including my daughter, had knew about this that was going to happen, take place.
That is where the Davis family believes the investigation should have begun. Her mother, Rhonda Davis, says she went into the apartment to find her 3 young children standing in what she called a bloody crime scene. Years later, her son has begun to speak.
That is the most viable area they need to be looking into right about now. And I think Bill was either like 4 or 5. He would have nightmares. He would wake up and he would explain to us, well, I was looking out the window. I saw my mommy getting hurt, and I waited for the red cars to come, the red lights to come, but the red lights didn't come, so my mommy fell down. We asked, did you see who did it? He said it wasn't a white person, he wasn't dark, he was a yellow person.
This is Stephanie Woodard reporting.
Okay, when we come back, Governor Sean Parnell signs education legislation.
Also, the J.P. Jones Cultural Development Center will host the graduation of the Youth Empowerment Program. Those stories, plus more, coming up next. Welcome back to the Fbx Evening News. Surrounded by more than 100 students, teachers, principals, parents, and school board members at Matsu Central School, Governor Sean Parnell today signed his education legislation. House Bill 278 creates more educational opportunities for Alaska's children, including charter, correspondence, home, and residential schools, as well as vocational training. It also provided a substantial increase in funding to classrooms across the state.
We knew when we went into the session that more education opportunity was needed. We also knew that more funding was going to be needed. And in my State of the State, I called together both sides of that equation and said, for those of us who want to create more education opportunity, we need to be willing to step forward with new funding. And we asked those who were focused solely on funding to step forward to create new educational opportunity. So Alaskans, you clearly said you wanted more educational opportunity. These folks all around here delivered it.
This August, voters will go to the polls to decide whether they want the current oil tax legislation to be changed to incentivize additional production. Today, a spokesman for the Vote No on One initiative addressed a group of businessmen regarding that matter. The weekly Chamber of Commerce audience heard from former UAA President and retired General Mark Hamilton, representing the group behind Vote No on One. Hamilton says Alaska is falling behind other states as far as oil production, and this in turn is reducing revenue and jobs for the state. He says the vote in August could determine the future of the state.
We're going to find out on August the 19th whether or not Alaska wants to remain competitive in the oil business and have a future, or just continue to decline with our state revenue at stake and be essentially broke in 5 years. It's a critical decision.
The J.P. Jones Cultural Development Center will host the graduation of the Youth Empowerment Program. 3 kids completed the 10-week program and will perform uplifting dances and share their experiences. The party is also a fundraiser for the program, which included a hair show and fashion talk hosted by local hairstylists. They will give the graduates a hip summertime look and talk about fashion tips for Fairbanks. The graduation starts Saturday at 7 p.m. at J.P. Jones. Organizers say the program is successful in other communities and they would like to see it grow here in Fairbanks.
And those guys are our first group, our first class. But we're looking forward to continuing this program throughout the summer and into the next school year.
That is important for the people to come out and support these young people. And if you have young boys, young men, bring them out so they can be exposed to this type of thing.
J.P. Jones is also hosting a family picnic Saturday afternoon. You can purchase tickets for both events on their website, jpjonescdc.com. We've posted a link at webcenter11.com.
More than 30,000 children have landed in the emergency room after experiencing a baby gate-related injury, and most could have been prevented. Monty Bowen has details now in this week's health report.
There were sounds no parent wants to hear. Jessica Fannon's 9-month-old daughter, Ella, had tumbled down 14 stairs of her home. The baby gate Fannin thought would protect Ella had come loose because it wasn't made for the top of a staircase.
I didn't know there was a specific upstairs or downstairs gate, and there are.
Between 1990 and 2010, the number of baby gate-related injuries nearly quadrupled to an average of 1,800 a year.
We can still do a better job to make this product easier to use, easier for parents to install, and where kids won't be injured when they come in contact with this product.
Researchers say gates should be used in homes with children ages 6 months to 2 years, and that hardware-mounted gates should always be used at the top of the stairs. This is Monty Bowen reporting.
The Health Report is brought to you by the Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic, located in the Medical Dental Arts Building. Call 456-7768.
All right, Joe, so hockey's finally out of the way for this season.
Wow, that was a long.
Memorable season, too.
Yeah, it was.
Yes. Dogs, and it was great.
But other sports prevail now.
Yes, high school sports. A lot of it, especially at the high school level. So we have some highlights and results from the interior spring sports. We're talking track and baseball, softball, and some soccer results as well. All that and more, so stay tuned. Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here in the Sports Euphoria this evening. Hope you're having a good day. To make it better, we're going to talk some sports. We start tonight with some high school baseball. The Gold Panthers are about a month away, but the Rams hosted North Pole Patriots last night at Groudon Memorial Park. Picked this game up in the bottom of the third inning. Game tied 2-2. Not anymore. Scooter Bynum, he sees the pitch and goes distance. It's gone. Solo shot from Bynum starts a huge run for the Rams. Monroe reeled off 8 runs on just 3 hits in the inning. North Pole pitcher Carmine Teal had a rough night on the mound, hitting 3 batters, allowed 9 runs and 4 walks. Nick Fleming was another run generator for Monroe with a bases-clearing triple. Fleming was 1 for 1 with 4 RBIs. He also had 3 runs. North Pole's Jason and Donald, he tried to rally the Patriots with a triple of his own as the North Pole Patriots made it a 10-4 game in the top of the 4th, but the Rams went off again with 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning and stole 10 bases on their way to a 16-4 victory over the North Pole Patriots. And there were a number of softball games last night at South Davis Fields. We go to the late game with the Wolfpack and the Allison Ravens. West Valley has been known for their strong starts to games, and they were ahead 8-1 in the second inning against Allison. But the Ravens made some nice defensive plays. Elise Maloney was able to get the handle on the fly ball to get the out. Nice catch there. But Zahn Thompson was dealing in the pitching circle for West Valley, retiring 8 hitters. Autumn Hendry went 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. Allison tried to mount a comeback in their second game of the day with 3 runs in the 4th, but West Valley would go on to win this game 14-6. In the earlier games at the South Davis Fields, the Delta Junction Huskies swept the Monroe Rams in a doubleheader. Savannah Mapp went 3 for 3 in the first game for the Rams and added a triple in the second game. She scored 4 runs in those 2 games for a total, but it wasn't enough. The Huskies won 14-6 in game 1 and 15-2 in game 2. And the Patriots were dominant in their 15-1 win over Allison. Robin Heineken tossed a 1-hitter in a complete game. She also went 2 for 3 with 2 triples. Carissa Ramos had 3 RBIs, and Paige Shimura hit a 3-run homer in the first to kickstart the Patriots. The high school soccer season continues for interior athletes. The game of the night was Hutchinson or North Pole in girls soccer. The Hutchinson Hawks hold on for a 1-0 victory over the Patriots. Alexa Rathbun scored the game winner in the second half, kicking a goal after the ball was mishandled by the keeper in the penalty box. Angel Ochoa kept the ball out of the net for the Hawks and gets the shutout. They face Lathrop in a rematch on Wednesday night. In boys soccer, a couple of blowouts. West Valley all over Monroe, 11-0. Rocky Schaefer and Shane Gillette both scored twice for the Pack. Cole Thomas was the distributor with 3 assists. North Pole also wins 5-0 over Hutchinson. Josh Millian had 2 goals as well to lead the Patriots. Ben Davis, Garrett Woolman, and Rafael Martinez also found the back of the net. The Wolfpack and Patriots will have a rematch this Friday. The Lathrop Malamutes won the last track and field meet of the regular season. They're building some momentum for a possible regional title, and here are some individuals who did well in that last meet of the season. Jarrett Welch won the 110 and 300-meter races for the Malamutes in the hurdles. Toya Levy won the girls' discus with a 93 feet 7-inch throw, and she also won shot put with a 36-foot 4.25-inch heave. Jarrett Welch was the top jumper, winning the high jump, clearing 6 feet 2, and long jump. He also won that in 19 feet and 10 inches. West Valley swept the 4x2 relays and won the girls 4x1, but Lathrop won the other 5 relay races. North Pole's Lance Wright showed off his Division I football speed, if you will, winning the 100 and 200 meter dash in 11.2 and 22.8 seconds. And 1 through 3A Delta's Dan Tatarenko won the 800 and 3200 distant races for the Huskies. Allison's Yvonne Johnson won the 100 and 200 meter dash for the Ravens in 13 and 28 seconds. The 4A regionals will be this weekend at West Valley, while the 1 through 3A regionals are at Sioux Valley. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. For more KTVF sports, follow us on Twitter, watch us on YouTube, stay in touch with our app, and visit webcenter11.com. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back into the Fbx Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again, taking a look at the weather. Boy, that wind was really gusting at one time, close to 30 miles an hour. The good news is the winds are slowly dying down, and also the better news is we're looking at warmer temperatures to return by tomorrow and even get warmer as we head in toward the weekend. We'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. Interesting photograph night sent in by Eva Villanueva, and just call this Reflections at Kramer's Field, because she took it on one of the ponds there, and you can see it reflecting the sky above it and down to the water, and it's really a nice shot. And as always, if you have a photograph you want to share with us, by send it to photos@ktvf11.com. Here's your numbers at the airport right now. 55 after a high of 59. The low last night, a very warm 44 degrees. Record high 1930, 76 degrees that day. Record low 22 in 2013. And our sunrise and sunset daylight time is about 18 hours and 35 minutes, a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. Here's the front that moved through us this morning rapidly, pushing all the clouds and moisture rapidly through, and what's called a gust front came behind it. That's what brought all the winds, but like I said, things are starting to calm down considerably. What's going on across the rest of the state? Well, we're looking again at a little bit of shower activity over the southeastern sections. Otherwise, lots of sunshine across the Gulf of Alaska. Then clouds up and down the west coast. A little rain and snow once again around the Barrow area. And for Yukon, cloudy conditions in 55. Lower 48 weather. Things are pretty good out to the west and just downright hot over the western half of the country. 92 degrees in San Francisco. How about that? Rain falling around the Minneapolis area, thunderstorms over the deep south, and some showers over the northeast. Elsewhere across the country on the satellite and radar, you can see a pretty good frontal band moving across the eastern half of the country. It's calmed down considerably from what it was last night. It was really cooking along pretty good there. Elsewhere, you can see things are looking pretty good out to the west. And the overall forecast is for soaking rains over the northeast, chilly across the Great Lakes, but downright hot over the western half of the country once again. Well, back to Alaska, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Very high fire danger, by the way, over the western half of the country tomorrow. Extreme drought conditions and very low humidities. Here's going back to Alaska for tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies in Barrow, cloudy skies at Nome, and mostly sunny skies for Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at sunshine, very abundant sunshine for Fairbanks, Delta, and Healy, while over southeast Alaska, just the opposite. Light rain for Juneau, and rain will be developing in the Ketchikan area. To the southwest part of the state, I should say, partly sunny skies for Cold Bay, variable cloudiness for Kodiak, and partly cloudy skies at Bethel, while over the south central regions, lots of sunshine scattered across the area, and temperatures even a little warmer than they were today. Once again, time for our kids' weather, and this week we're visiting with the kids from Weller Elementary School, and here's a young lady with a very nice picture.
My name is Celine. I'm in Mr. Kraska's 5th grade class at Weller Elementary School, and I'm showing you my weather picture. This is at my hunting cabin on the Yukon River, and it's winter, and we built a snowman, and we ate.
And tomorrow night, we'll have a young man here to help us out with a weather question. All right, here's your forecast for the remainder of the evening, and the allergy report once again showing the trees are at high levels and mold also at high levels, so things are starting to get a little more uncomfortable for the folks that have allergy what am I thinking of? Allergy sensitivities, that's the word. Anyway, again, our forecast for tonight, 34 degrees, skies mostly clear with winds slowly diminishing. Tomorrow's forecast, 62 degrees, sunny with warmer temperatures and less winds. And the extended forecast, getting back to a 70-degree temperature again by Friday, with cooler temperatures in by Monday of next week. The overnight lows right around 40 degrees once again, and the allergy situation is picking up, unfortunately. You can see it in the sky, but the wind's coming through. Maybe they helped blew out some of that pollen. I hope so, because it was pretty thick in some places.
You make me laugh, Mike.
I try for that. Yeah, that's my goal, is to make you laugh, Stephanie.
Well, you did a good job.
Okay.
Sensitivities is not an easy word to remember. Okay.
I know.
Running out of time here. We got to get this in. KTVF and Bailey's Furniture are teaming up for a Spring Dream giveaway where you can win a furniture package from Bailey's valued at $2,500.
Tune in to the Fairbanks Evening News and News Center Final for the first half of a mystery word. Then visit Bailey's Furniture for the second half and complete your entry for your chance to win.
The mystery word for today is entertainment.
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 Interesting.
Not interiortainment.
No.
Entertainment.
All right, that will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us. From all of us here at the News Center, we hope you have a great night.
Good night.